Hello, welcome to my channel. Today's reading is going to be what's next on your path. So we're going to take just a little quick look at what's coming up next for you. So we have 3 groups to choose from. We have 3 crystals. We have this small, cute little snowflake obsidian. Then we have this, I want to say moss agate. But, don't quote me on that. It's so pretty. And then we have this. I want to say agate. I actually don't know. It could be jasper agate. You know what? I don't know. I wish I did know. Because I love it so much. It's just so pretty. But I don't know. If anyone knows, let me know. Alright, that's group 3. So your timestamps will be in the description below. And I'll see you in your reading. Hi, group 1. If you chose the snowflake obsidian, then this is your reading. Okay? This little guy over here. He's so cute. Alright, so we're going to start with Oracle to get sort of like the themes of what's coming in next. Just like an overall vibe of where you're headed right now, or what's coming in, or you know how it goes. We'll see. Okay. Alright, so these will be the themes of what's next for you on your journey. So we have travel. We have protection. And freedom. Oh, wow. That's nice. This energy feels really nice. It feels very, it feels very nurturing, very, like, safe travels, like maybe you're moving to a new location. It does kind of feel like that. It feels like you're moving somewhere new, or you're going somewhere new. Maybe you're starting something new, something like that. Definitely something new. You may be worried about how it's going to go, if you're going to like it, or, how different things will be. But I think you'll find that it's a lot more aligned with where you're trying to go in life, where you're trying to build for yourself. Yeah. This could also be a promotion of some sort, like at work or in school, or I don't know. Whatever different scenarios are there. But yeah, this feels like a leveling up of some sort, like a new position for you. There's something about leaving the old behind and starting something new. Definitely want to leave as much as you can, because I'm hearing pack lightly. So make sure that whatever it is you're doing, or wherever it is you're going, whatever it is that's old, try to leave as much of the old as possible, because it's only going to weigh you down. It's not going to add to anything, and you're not going to want to look back when you're in this new situation. You're not going to want to look back. Like, how sometimes we save things and we're like, I'm guilty of this. I'll take a million screenshots of like the most unnecessary, like ridiculous things, thinking that I'm going to want to look back at this, and I never do. Never do. And I just keep hearing that for you, that all these extra things that you may want to take, like, you're not going to even acknowledge them moving forward. So it's just going to help it so that jumbling over my words, it's just going to help you to leave as much behind as possible, because it's going to make the transition a lot easier, a lot smoother, a lot quicker, as well as going to help you adjust a lot quicker as well. So you'll get acclimated to your new environment much easier. It's going to feel a lot easier. You'll ground a lot easier too, because it's more difficult to ground when we're holding on to things that we no longer connect with, or we don't really have space for. So this does definitely feel like a move of some sort, or a promotion, or some type of up-leveling or moving on. So with that, we'll get into the tarot and see what else wants to come through about that. I get all in my... And it's funny, like, I know in my videos, like, the card... I'm so neurotic about it, but then I look back at them, because the way my camera is, like, there's one side of it that's completely, like, blocked out. So when I look back at it, I see that it's all towards, like, the left side, and there's all this open space on the right side, and it drives me crazy. But when I'm shooting, like, I can't see that. I only see, like, more of the left side. There's a little critter there. There's a little, what is it, a gnat flying around here for your reading. That's interesting. Maybe something is annoying you guys. They're not really annoying me, but they do kind of feel like, So maybe this move is something that's really been nagging at you for a while. I like the cards to be, like, kind of obvious when they want to come out. Sometimes I'll get a feel of them, but I like for them to present themselves. That feels very official, right? Like, present yourself to me. Alright. So first we have Action of Cups, or the Knight of Cups. Okay. Ooh, alright, took a move. We have the Eight of Coins and the Ace of Wands. Ooh, I'm trying to see which way it wants to go, how I feel it. Yeah, it definitely does feel like this. Which is interesting. Something you've been working at for a while. But this card is actually reminding me of what I was saying. There's a lot of, like, extra stuff. It's miscellaneous stuff, that you may feel inclined to take with you. But I just keep getting the sense that you won't need it. With the Ace of Wands, it's like, this is new life flourishing for you, new life beginning for you, that you're not going to need that stuff. Like, there's new things that you're going to need, make way more use of than the old stuff that you were utilizing. You may have had a great need for them before, but I'm getting that you won't, where you're going. That's interesting, because this even looks like a suitcase. I think it is. Is that a suitcase, or some sort of, like, maybe this container for the buttons and the supplies, the sewing supplies? But to me right now, it just looks like a suitcase. I just keep getting this message of you moving, or just leaving one space behind to enter a new one. So that could be literal or metaphorical. It could be symbolic. So obviously it'll be different for everyone, but definitely leaving an old space to go to a new space. That's coming through so strongly. So let's continue. Four of Cups. Okay. Six of Swords again with this movement, and look at that beautiful rainbow here. But you know what? I know she's looking at, what is that, the oar? But it kind of gives me the sense that she's looking back. There's something that you, like, don't want to leave behind. I keep getting that too. Even with the Four of Cups here, it's like this new thing presenting to you, but you're looking at this old stuff, that there's nothing there anymore. It's like ready for you to move on. You're ready to move on, whether you, realize it or not. Let me move this over, so there's space for the other card. But yeah, there's just like, I need it to be even. Yeah, that works. This card is the Five of Swords. Okay, yeah, see, it's dead weight. It's dead weight. Like, it's not something you need, and it's beyond that you won't need it, or it's more than just it'll hold you back or just weigh you down. It at some point may become detrimental to you because it's taking up space where new life is meant to grow, and it's holding you up. It's halting progress. Yeah, there's a distraction there. Even me right now, I'm like so distracted with these cards. I'm like trying to fix them. And I always do that, but I generally know when to stop. But I keep doing that with your cards. Let me see if I can make this a little bit. See, even now I never like adjust this, but there's something about like maybe you're distracting yourself from having to let go. I mean, you know, this may be a person. I was getting that this could be a relationship that has long run its course, long past run its course. I can't remember the phrase. But this could be that you're ready to move on to something better for you, and this could be with another person. It could be that you're in something that is just, if it is a relationship or if it's a person or whatever, this would have been a long time in process. Like, this isn't something that like hasn't happened or yet, you know what I mean? If you're in something that's meant to end, you will have felt that for a long time. So if you're in like a happy relationship and you think that like I'm saying that you're gonna have to leave, that's not what I'm getting at all. This is definitely for people who have been in something that has been over for a long time. You just haven't ended it yet. If this is a relationship, because now that's coming through, and that's usual in like a, you know, these general readings. There's different people that will watch, so it's gonna apply to different people's situations. So for some of you it's a job, some of you it's a move, some of you it's a person. The message is the same though. It applies of just the new is much better for you. The old is something that needs to be let go of. Like putting it plain and simple. It's not, I think you've spent a while kind of being in this space thinking like it's fine, but I think you're reaching a point, or you will reach a point soon, where you're gonna have to make that decision and move forward, because it gets to the point where it's not just a comfortable space, it's a detrimental place. It's a place where that it's taking more from you than it's giving you, and it's not just something you can let be on standby. So what's next for you is moving on up. And you will find, I want to say this because the reason why there's so much emphasis on you letting this old, whatever, you know, it is, go, is because something new is so ready to take its place. There's something new that is ready to come alive, you know, within you, within your life. There's like this new life, this new passion, this new excitement, this new like joie de vivre, you know, like something good to come from this like experience, this new thing that's coming in, or this new thing that you're going towards, you know. But you have to make space for it, because there's no space in your life for it right now. So you have to do some clearing out, and you'll know what that is. I'm not getting a sense of oblivion here. You very much know. I am getting a sense of distraction. Like you may be getting avoidance, but I'm not getting oblivion. So you are very aware of what it is that needs to go, or, you know, needs to be cleared out. Maybe there's a conversation that needs to be had. There's just something that needs to be addressed and cleared out so that this newness can come in. And it's just something that you will be craving for. Because look at this freedom card. She's in this cage, and she wants that key. She wants to be let out. So this is something that you're craving and that you want. And so this is a change that you need to make in order to get that. So, but it does feel like an exchange, you know, like you give something up, you get something back. It does feel pretty transactional, which I'm saying that because it feels pretty quick. So it won't be too long that you're waiting for this new to come in once you give something up. For some of you, it's the new thing coming in that's making you face the thing that you have to let go. So the new would actually come in before you let it go. But for you to fully accept it and take it in, you have to let it go. You have to let it go. You have to let the old stuff go for you to really thrive in the new space. So that's all I'm getting for your reading right now. I hope that it was helpful. I hope it was clear. I hope it resonated. I hope it gave you what you needed. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Hi, group 2. If you chose this, what I believe is moss agate or moss lace agate. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm going to just go with that for now. Then this is your reading. I'm going to put this little one over here. I do love that. That crystal is so pretty. It's really good earthy energy to it. So we're gonna start with Oracle to see like sort of the themes of what's coming in next for you, of what's next for you, where you're going, what's coming in. We'll see. Got like a general like overview of it, and then we'll get a little more details with the tarot. Just like a little snapshot, you know, of what's coming in or where you're headed. I don't know. Like, is there really that much of a difference? Where you're headed, what's coming in, whatever it is, it's next. So, let's see. What is next for you? I was only doing 3, but those 2 definitely felt like they wanted to come out together. Alright, so let's see. Ooh, we have love. That's beautiful. Ooh, I feel the energy of this card. It's pretty good. It just felt really like light and sweet. I'm hearing that how some of you may drink your coffee. Light and sweet. Anyway, we have family. Okay. Love and family. That sounds nice. And then we have strength with empowerment. Ooh. I'm actually feeling like it goes this way. Okay. Okay. You know what I just heard? Just crazy. I heard you found your true family. Oh. I mean, that's a pretty big message. So, I don't know. Let me know if that applies. You found your true family. This definitely feels like you're finding a space where you belong, where you have a presence, where you have an identity, where you have a voice. Because even me leaning into that, I feel stronger in that, like that that presence. It feels very strong. It feels like you found your place under the sun. Just heard that. This is really nice. Yeah, it feels like you found your people, you know, or you will. This is what's next, right? So it feels like you're going into a space where you find your people, and it does feel like more than one. It feels like a tribe. It feels like you're going into a space where you're appreciated, where you're loved, where you're heard, where you're nurtured, where it feels nourishing too. It's like drinking like water from like the fountain of youth. You know what I mean? Because it's giving you so much life to be around like your people, good people, like, you know, you guys have the same sense of humor, you have the same type of goals, you know, the same type of outlook. And it's not to say that like they don't challenge you in the sense of like help you grow. It's just that they do it in a way that's much more aligned with you instead of like tearing you down. It just feels like you find your voice. So I'm looking here. She has that crystal right at her throat. Then here she has this like big pendant sort of right in her chest, throat area. And you see that light right there in her throat. It's that strong yellow light. And then, you know, here she has this line around her chest, but it's close to her throat. So that's a lot of power. Wow, even as I said that, that was like pretty strong. There's a lot of power around your throat chakra. You know, that like throat, chest area. There's just like a lot of like, I'm hearing like say with your chest, you know what I mean? Like you found your voice, you know, and there's people around you that really appreciate that, appreciate your voice, appreciate what you do, appreciate what you give. Yeah, these are your people. So I think what's next for you is finding your soul family. I'm getting chills even saying that because it feels so strong. You may have been on a journey to find them for a long time. Not literally, you know, it's not like, I mean, I don't know, maybe some of you have, but it's not like you're literally like on a quest. But it's just like you find each other. You finally find a place where you belong, you know, with like-minded souls. And it's very mutual. I think everyone kind of just cares for each other in a really strong, beautiful way. Yeah. So let's get more details with the tarot and see what comes up. That's pretty cool, finding your true family. Oh man, that's such a beautiful thing, you know, when you find your space in the world, because without that, you know, sometimes you get that feeling like, what's the point, right? What's the point of really putting yourself into anything, because you don't feel that connection, you know. But with your people, your true people, feeling that connection to this world we're in, it's like nothing better, you know, because there's like a purpose, you know, and not to say that if you don't have that, you don't have a purpose or there's no meaning. Of course there is. It's different for everyone, but it can feel very heavy when you don't have that, you know, that support system. And that's what it feels like you're getting. You're getting a really good support system. And there's a lot of respect there, a lot of honoring. It feels like people really value each other's space and views and feelings. And that could have been something you went without for a good portion of your life, you know. So let's see what tarot says. Okay, I'll take both. We have the Ten of Swords with the Seven of Wands. Trying to see. When I get two cards that come up together, I try to see what order they want to go in. I go by feeling. This definitely feels like it kind of goes this way. Okay. And the World. Oh, that's beautiful. These cards are so beautiful. I really love the color palette in this deck. Seven of Swords. Two of Cups. And the Sun. How beautiful that is. Ah, I love that. I love that so much. Let me just straighten this. So yeah, I'm saying that you would have been in like a really tough environment or tough upbringing, because this feels ingrained in you. Like I'm hearing it goes back bloodlines, so maybe you were raised in a culture that was a bit more on tough love, you know, than soft love. Maybe, hold on guys. Sorry, had a little bit of a something. Anyway, it's fine. So yeah, there was a bit of it feels like a little bit of a harsh, I don't know, I keep getting like raised by wolves. This is strange. I know I keep going on with the cards. Today, I don't know what's up with me that I keep... I mean, I know that I generally tend to do that, but today, for some reason, I'm like, I need to have the cards straight. Okay. So yeah, it gives me the feeling of like you were set in this sort of conditioning of like a dog eat dog world, you know? And it's not to say that you didn't have people that didn't love you or care about you. It was just in a tougher way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not getting a very emotional type of upbringing, type of dynamic. So you would have had to deal with your emotions on your own a lot. And that's how you sort of grew up. I am getting an upbringing that was kind of in solitude of when it comes to your emotions. Like, everybody around you seems to have dealt with their emotions in silence. You know, silence. It may have been seen as weak to deal with emotions. But I'm feeling that you didn't align with that, like, from a very young age. Like, that just wasn't really for you, which might have been really painful at times because, you know, you see families who have this sort of harsher dynamic. There's usually, like, a really sensitive soul that's born into a family like that. And it's particularly difficult on them to not just not grow up in an emotional, like in a nurturing environment, but also to just have to feel that because they're like empaths, you know, they can feel the harshness and the disconnection to their emotions. And also because you care so much about like your family or, you know, these people that you see in this way. And it hurts you to see them not deal with certain things or be so stubborn with their points of view, you know. And I just keep getting like, it just felt really rough. Like you had to be tough and like, and kind of just put your emotions to the side. But like I said, I get that you didn't really want to be like that. So you made strides? You strived to be different. You strived to meet different people. Or at least to be different yourself, you know? Which is a very strong thing to do. And it's funny, the strength card and the empowerment, I'm getting that was a really big thing for you to break out of that type of dynamic that you would have been in for a while. It took a lot for you to break out of that, to see through that sort of outer layer, that outer armor, you know, that toughness, that harshness. But it's like you saw something bigger for yourself, you know, with the world. You knew there was something different. Like that wasn't the environment or the family or the school, the workplace or whatever. That just wasn't the place you were meant to be at because it just wasn't for you. You didn't align with it. And so you did what you had to do. I keep saying it, and I noticed that with your reading, I'm talking about your situation as if it's past tense, but it doesn't feel like past tense. It feels like your future. And it's funny because I feel like I'm looking back on your life, like at this period, like as this, like, I don't want to confuse anybody. I'm not talking about your past. I'm definitely talking about your future and what's coming in next. But I keep looking at it as like this bird's eye view. As I'm looking at it as like, this is your journey and this part of it, this is what you went through. So it's really interesting. But I am getting that you were used to the Seven of Swords dynamic. It's the same thing with that Ten of Swords. It's just this dog-eat-dog world out there. But like I said, it's like you had a hidden agenda to find your true people. What is this? Okay, this is reminding me of Anastasia, the Disney movie. Or was it Fox? I actually think that was Fox. I don't think that was Disney. I think it was Fox. Okay, what was animated? And you know what? I think it was Disney. I don't remember. But either or, it was animated and I always really loved that movie. But she grows up in this orphanage, right? And when she's 18, I think she ages out and she decides to go on a journey to find her true family, you know, her people, like the family she knows she belongs with. And everybody thinks she's crazy because she's like, they're like, you know, you're from an orphanage. You don't have a family, or they didn't want you. And now I'm not saying that your family didn't want you or that you don't have a family. If that is the case for some of you, then I'm truly sorry. That is a very, very difficult thing to experience. And yeah, so I'm sorry for that if you went through that. But for some of you, it would have maybe felt like that at times with your family. And you just were always on a quest to find your true people. And so in the movie, that was her quest. And it's funny because on her quest to find her family, she meets someone, or she gets this dog. And I always thought it was like the cutest dog in the world. And that they kind of become her family as she goes on this quest to find her family. So it's kind of like that. And I kind of see that for you, where you find your family sort of just kind of on this quest to be different from your past. And you do, that's what I'm saying with the Two of Cups. These are, again, like-minded people. This is your soul family. This is a soul connection. This is something that you can hold on to and say, this is mine and I am theirs. That's the bond that's there. It's so strong. We have like the moon phases here. It's like through thick and thin, right? Through every cycle of life, there's that deep soul bond, because that's what the moon is, right? It's that deep soul, deep emotional being body, that deep emotions. And then we have the sun here, which is so beautiful, being the happiest card of the deck. But this is life, right? The sun is what gives us life. It gives us the ability to live life here on earth, right? Is the sun. It gives us what we need to to be alive. So it's like it does, and I was saying this a little bit earlier about purpose. It feels like it gives you a new sense of purpose because you feel like you belong, and it's coming out of that harshness and learning something different. You may have some residual patterns that reflect your upbringing, reflect the people that you were around that were in a harsher way, putting it lightly, and you're unlearning some of those things. Now you may be, greatly different from that, but it doesn't really matter. When you grow up in a certain way, you just naturally pick up certain things, little things. And I'm not saying it doesn't matter. Of course it matters for you in your life. What I'm saying is that sometimes things just stick to us, whether we like to admit it or not. And those are things that we just have to learn or unlearn, in the process of rewriting our internal systems, to be the way that we want to be moving forward, and to fit different environments. So that's what I'm getting for you guys, that you are you're finding your people, your right people. And this could also be you meet, your person, and you create a family together, or maybe you blend into their family really well. It could be a lot of different dynamics. The way we find our true family, if we weren't born into them, it's always in a million different ways, right? So it's just you finding your people, and you will be welcomed home with your people, and so loved and appreciated and cared for. And I keep hearing this word, this honor, this like honoring each other. There's so like you all will know how much you mean to each other, that's for sure, because it never goes unsaid or unnoticed. There's such a great value there that's very much acknowledged. So that's all I'm seeing for your reading today. I hope that it resonated. I hope that it was helpful. I hope it gave you what you needed. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Hi, Group 3. If you chose this really pretty beach-like crystal that I don't know the name of, then this is your reading. Yeah, all right. So we're going to start with Oracle. I'm going to get like a general overview. See this little bug here? He was here earlier and came back. I don't know what that is, but it's saying hi. Yeah, I'm not generally a fan of bugs, but it's a little tiny thing. It's alright. It's not bothering anybody. I think it just wants to be part of your reading. I know in another video there was a little critter, but I didn't see it until I saw it back. I think it might have been the same one. I don't know. Anyway, so this is just gonna be what's next in your path, your journey, on your path. We're gonna do just a general overview of what's next with Oracle. The cards wanting to come out really fast. It's interesting. So this is just gonna be like themes or an outlook, or you know, and then we'll get a little more specific or further in detail with the tarot. So let's see what is next for you. Ooh, look at that, guys. Prosperity. That's always a pleasant sight. We have animals. Love that. Love that. And closure. Guys, what are you guys up to? Jeez. Okay. All right. I don't know how to take a deep breath with your reading. Okay, so clearly you're coming into something big, right? Some kind of abundance. Oh, your reading is different. I mean, I will say the first two groups were different than what I thought, I guess. But yours is like, it's really interesting. Because it's like, I'm looking at this closure card because my attention seems to keep going there. And I want to say you're walking away from something, but it doesn't quite feel like that. I'm really trying to tap in. You guys gotta give me a second. That's so weird. I heard going back home. What does that mean? Going back home. To where it began? That's super dramatic, right? Going back home to where it began. What began? What's up with your reading, guys? What are you guys going through? That's crazy. All right, I'm gonna say that was a message for maybe one person. If so, good luck on your journey, guys. But for the vast majority of you guys, I'm gonna go back to the beginning of this. Prosperity. So yeah, I do see, definitely, I'm hearing freedom. I'm hearing freedom to move. You're very much guided right now with the animals. With the animals card coming up, you may be seeing a specific animal a lot that you're either meant to adopt or receive, or you just see around a lot. I'm getting a bird, like a crow. It's really interesting. I occasionally see crows a lot in my backyard. Well, no, not my backyard, my back window. Anyway, and so I'm seeing that you are very guided. There may be a specific animal that keeps presenting itself to you to be some sort of spiritual animal, because I'm getting this sort of like up leveling kind of. It does feel transitionary. Is that the word? Is that how you say it? Transitionary? But there's like more going on with your reading. I think, I don't know, maybe a lot of people pick this group because it feels like I'm getting a lot of different scenarios. But you definitely feel like you're being guided. I just want to, like, I'm not getting what you're being guided towards. That's the thing. Or with. Yeah. All right, let's go into your tarot, because I'm getting that we might get more information there, because this is like, this could be 3 different things, but it kind of feels like it's all connected, but it's weird. Your reading is like super weird. All right, let's see. Let's get some. I think the only clear message I'm getting with your oracle cards is that money's coming in and you're guided. And you're guided. I mean, hey, that's a pretty clear and simple reading, right? And it's allowing you the ability to, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, Anything has that closure card, it's like leave something behind for sure, but the emphasis feels more on what you're cultivating. This could have been a big thing that you were trying to manifest for a while. A big, like, maybe promotion or a win financially. Maybe some sort of, like, inheritance or some sort of court win. Oh, okay. Maybe you've been in some sort of, like, battle for this money and you had to really, like, fight for it. Okay, that's making a little more sense with the closure card and the being guided. Yeah, because it feels like a win. It feels like you're winning something and now you're able to end the... Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was really like, what the hell is going on here? But it does feel like you were in the process of trying to get some sort of money that you were due. And now that you got it, you can close the door on that whole process. Okay. Yeah, that's the message that's coming through with that. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Because I'm looking at the money. I know the money seems to be the most important part of this, but the closure card was really standing out to me. But it wasn't like something like this other area of your life, like it had to do with the money that you were closing this out. Yeah, the animals was definitely something guiding you. Like you may have felt really guided with the steps to take for this money. Like maybe you really had to stick to your intuition. There's something about, something was with you, like some sort of spirit animal. Maybe you had a physical animal in your life that was very supportive in this, or maybe there's an animal in spirit, you know, who was passed that, you know, you really remembered. Maybe, you know, there's something to do with that. Animals does feel very strong, but it feels more like a support system or a type of guidance than anything else. Okay, let's see. We have the Two of Coins. Look at that bridge behind her. Okay, we have the Four of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups. I always like seeing that card with the Four of Cups. Sorry, just scratched my elbow. We have the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Coins, Pentacles, whatever. And two aces. And then the Messenger of Wands, which I believe is the Page of Wands in this deck. Okay. That's so funny because, like, he's in a suit and it just made me think of, like, this quirky kind of lawyer. If you are going through some sort of court case or some sort of, like, inheritance, there's some type of thing with money. I mean, you definitely got it in your cards with the Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something that you felt like was supposed to be yours that you had to, like, fight for, or you had to get, that you weren't, like, I don't know, somebody may have tried to make you settle and you didn't want to settle. This definitely feels like some sort of case, and I know that's very, very specific, so it may not apply to all of you. And remember, guys, this is general, so take what resonates, leave the rest. But even if it's not like a court case, this could be some type of battle for money, some type of battle for money that was withheld from you, that you had to really, like, go out of your way to make sure you got. Whatever case may be, you're getting that money, because that's what I'm seeing is next for you. You getting some money that was owed to you, that you deserved and that you needed to get, because I'm seeing you receiving it, both with the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Coins. And I love getting, what I think I started to say this earlier, but I love getting the Ace of Cups next to the Four of Cups, because as you can see in this card, the cup is being presented, right? But the person in the card is, like, not really interested. They're just focused on the Three Cups that they don't have, that they want. And then that cup gets further emphasized by the Ace of Cups, right? This Ace of Cups sort of overtakes all three cups. So there's a strong emphasis of you receiving what's being offered and it being something that's worth your while. You know, I mean, it actually is something that you truly love and can appreciate, you know, because the Ace of Cups is like the holy grail, right? So, whew. So, yeah, sorry, that was like, that was a strong energy of something coming in that's worth your while. That felt big. That felt like a wave. So it's like you're getting hit with something that's a huge relief. And it's what you wanted that you probably thought you weren't going to get. It's like an unlikely outcome. So generally speaking, to simplify this and not make it so specific, this feels like something that you thought you couldn't have that you get. And it pertains to your finances. It pertains to like some sort of break. I was going to say lucky break, but it doesn't feel lucky because it feels like it was always meant to be yours. So there's something pertaining to money that's meant to be yours that you will receive. And you've been waiting on this. So this isn't this for a lot of you, or for the majority of you, this isn't something that's new. This is something that you were like not dependent on, but like you were very much prepared for. You know, you were preparing for it. I'm looking at this Two of Pentacles. You're like, this is great. I'm going to level up. I'm going to do this. Like you were making changes for what you want to do. And then it's like something fell through. Something didn't happen. But you knew it was meant to be yours. And so you held on to it, or you kept on going, or you had hopes. Something, it's different for everybody. But there's definitely a sense of you were guided in the right direction and you received it. And so that's what I'm seeing is what's next, is you receiving something that was always meant to be yours. And it does feel like it pertains to money. For others, it could just be in the material world, some sort of circumstance. Maybe it's an actual thing, like a property, a house, a job. It does feel in the physical realm. So anything pertaining to that, you know, it's something, if we want to take it directly out of money, it's just something physical in the physical world that you were meant to have, or that you really wanted and kind of fell through, you wind up getting. That's what's next for you. It's a very auspicious pile, group 3. And it does feel, I think you're going to, at the end of this, feel very lucky, feel very blessed, feel very enthusiastic about how you're moving forward. You're going to feel like you have the magic touch. Because even here, he's like holding this wand, right? With the sun and the moon there. It's like you can make magic happen because you made this happen. This feels like a really big, and I keep wanting to say it's not luck. It's like it was supposed to be a sure thing. I keep getting that. It's gonna feel lucky when you get it because it's like, holy crap, it really happened. I really got it. Thank God. You know what I mean? Because it felt like it really fell through and you weren't gonna get it. But before it fell through, it was like a sure thing. So this feels like there's a strong message of it was always meant to be yours. Strong message of that coming through. And that you did what you had to do to get it. I just keep getting that. If this resonates in that way for anybody, please let me know what the situation was. I'm very curious. I mean, you don't have to. It's okay. Private things are private. But if you feel called to, I would really love to hear about it because it's very interesting to me. But either way, the battle is over, the battle is won, and you reap the rewards of it. Definitely seeing a winning outcome. So if nothing else applies in this reading to you, the bottom line feels like you win something. You get something big. Because it could also be that, like, in a spiritual sense, you're owed a good thing happening to you, and now's the time to experience that. If you've been going through a particularly difficult time, now's the time where things lighten up and you start to receive blessings and you start to see the other side of that. You know, whenever there's a dark period, a light period is supposed to come after. That's how the wheel turns, right? This is like you're going into this lighter period where, you know, you were in a darker way of things, and now it's going to be much lighter and sweeter and blessed. And you're gonna feel light, like you're gonna feel very light on your feet. Yeah. So and maybe you'll want to, you know, start something new with that. I am getting a new interest coming up for you, because this like inspires you to do something either for others or for animals, or just in your life. You get inspired to build on this luck, well, this good outcome. I keep wanting to say luck, but they keep saying no. This is you, this is a win, which, you know, you think win, that usually means luck, but they're trying to say it wasn't by chance. This isn't something that could have just happened to anyone. I think that's why they want to emphasize this, like, spirit, you know, my guides. They're like, no, this is you. They want you to be really proud of this. That's why. It isn't just something that could have happened to anyone. This is specific to you. This is for you. It's catered to you. Like, feel that. Own that. Like, feel that in you. That you deserve this. This is yours. That's really important. It's really, really important. They want you to feel the goodness of this, of winning this. Yeah. So, that's all I'm saying for this reading. I know it was a little all over the place and strange, but I do hope it applied to someone or many someones. But I hope that it resonated. I hope it gave you what you needed. I hope that it helps you. And I truly hope to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.